Emboldened by the BBC's twisted rehabilitation campaign, Shamima Begum's mother-in-law has ordered Britain to take back the ISIS bride. Anki Rydick, whose terrorist son Iago made Begum a jihadi bride just 10 days after she arrived in the death cult's Raqqa capital in 2015, thinks they should both face justice but believes Begum deserves to rebuild her life in Britain. What about the ISIS victims and their families? Will they be able to rebuild their lives? Has the British Bashing Corporation, who are leading the sick propaganda campaign to paint Begum as some sort of victim, simply forgiven the terrorist sympathiser for facilitating their campaign of torture and beheadings? I say, rather than spending millions of pounds helping runaway jihadis settle back into British society, a society they hate, let's actually help the families of their victims. And I'm delighted now to be joined by the very brave daughter of an ISIS victim. Bethany Haines' hero father, David, was an aid worker in Syria when he was tragically abducted and beheaded by the savages. Begum clearly wasn't as affected by that tragedy as the rest of the world because she fled Britain to join the death cult a few months after that unspeakable murder took place. Bethany, it's so lovely to speak to you. Really sad to see the pictures there of you with your great father. You've described Begum as a ticking time bomb. So what do you make of this campaign from the BBC to try and rehabilitate her, paint her as some sort of victim, turn her into a celebrity, and then ask us to take her back?
I think Shamima's played a very good game at the moment. I think she's we've seen her go through so many roles. We've had the hardened extremist, we've had the grieving mother, the reformed girl who wants forgiveness, and now we have ISIS's reformed next top model.
I think you're right. I genuinely think you're right. And I personally believe that this is something that she has actually plotted and planned, because Andrew Jury, who's a journalist who spent a lot of time out in Syria with Begum, is convinced that this is all an act, that she doesn't feel this way.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think she's enjoying the spotlight. I think she enjoys the celebrity status that she seems to think she has. And she'll do anything to keep her name in the headlines, including saying inflammatory statements that aren't true.
Now, Bethany, the thing that must be so upsetting to you is that in this documentary on the BBC, she claimed that she had no idea about what the barbaric ISIS monsters had done to your father. Now, is that really believable? Because that crime, his murder, it touched all of us. It dominated the news. And if she was investigating ISIS at the time, it feels fanciful to say that she had no idea about your father's death.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she claims she only got her news from social media and that the videos weren't on social media. But yet 9 years later, which I did today, I could get access to any pictures and all the videos on social media and from a simple search engines site. So I think she even admitted to watching the videos in a previous interview. She's now trying to cover that up, as she did with the Manchester Arena comments. She says something, gets told by a lawyer that she shouldn't have said it, and tries to cover it up.
I totally agree. And the problem for me is that the BBC are falling for this. What do you think they're doing? What's their end game?
I don't think they're falling for it as such. I think they're portraying her in a way that they're saying they're challenging her, but they're really not doing that. And a part of being a member of the press is to hold people to account. What they've been doing is saying, OK, in 2019, you said such and such. You're now saying this. She gives some sort of response that couldn't even be used as an excuse. And they go, OK, next question.
Yeah, they're taking her story as fact. I couldn't agree more.
Oh, yeah.
They put the allegations to her and she says, no, I didn't do it. No, they're not.
Yeah.
Bethany, tell me how you're coping, because one of the things that has upset me most, actually, over the past few months with this rehabilitation campaign is we're not talking about the victims of ISIS. It's obviously your father, the other British aid worker that was beheaded in Syria, but also what about the victims of the Manchester Arena bombing? You know, we're not talking about the British victims.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. And even the Syrian victims aren't being talked about. I mean, ISIS did so many horrible things over there. Why can't we, instead of focusing on giving her a trial or whatever she's going to get to come back into the UK, excuse me, use the money to help the victims of the recent earthquakes or help terror victims?
And I imagine your life will never be the same because of the ISIS crime.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, no matter how many apologies she can give, no matter how many apologies the direct people that were responsible for it could give, it will not bring my father back.
So there's nothing that she could say to you. I know you did actually have an opportunity to meet face-to-face with Shamima Begum, didn't you? But you turned that opportunity down.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, that was in 2019 after she'd done her interviews, and I wouldn't be able to stay calm in a room with her. I still probably couldn't, to be honest.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Well, look, your dad was a great man. It was a crime that stunned all of us, and we so appreciate you speaking out on this today, Bethany. It's really important.
Thank you so much.